What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? Oh, let me fix this. Okay. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here. I feel like it's not gonna be a long review because this episode didn't really give much. It was more so. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Love and Marriage Huntsville, season 5, episode 13. To be or yacht to be. I honestly felt like once again, I feel like this is like the third episode that we're back up in Destin. So I feel like they filmed on each day that they were there. Because it felt like a weekend trip, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or whatever. Bitch, at the end of the day, I felt as though they could have condensed this whole Destin trip with Martel and Melody and her kids and all that in the family. They could have condensed that into maybe an episode and a half. And when I say an episode and a half, I mean 2 episodes ago when they got there, and then it could have ended last week in the very beginning of the episode. That's what it could have did, okay? But hey, it is what it is. We're here. But they're at a Destin now by the end of the episode. And let's just do it, okay? I'm not finna go verbatim, and if I don't remember some things, it probably wasn't even important. But basically, what we have is, baby, they don't even show Miss Vanessa showing up. We turn the episode on, and Miss Vanessa's just there, unless I didn't miss her coming in, and they saying, "Hey, mama, I'm glad you here." I ain't get none of that, okay? Unless I'd have missed something, baby, in my mind's eye, I just didn't get it, okay? But, you know, you got Mel in there talking to her mama. You got Martel talking to his mama. And basically, they're saying the same thing. You know, Miss Vanessa, she keeps asking if you're going to bring up this and bring up that. Why do we need... I'm with Melody on this part. Miss Vanessa was asking this before she came to Destin. When she found out that Martel and Miss Marlene was going to be there, are you going to ask him this? Are you bringing up this? Mel has already put it out there that she does not want to have a heavy trip. She don't want no drama. She don't want to visit any other past mess that's going on with them. This is not a trip for that. This is just a family trip to give the kids some sense of normalcy that they have not been having in a couple of in a little bit, you know what I'm saying, since this divorce and stuff has happened. You know, that's just what it is. It's somewhat trying to be positive, not trying to bring no negativity, no drama, but to be quite honest, both of them was doing their own shit on this trip, you know, in the negativity department. Okay. Honestly, you know, I was just like, Miss Van, let her do what she gonna do. She just trying to be calm, cool, collected for the most part. Martel over there with his mama, and his mama is just so thankful that they back together because she's really about family, and she just so glad, you know, that everyone is back together and they have gotten back to this point where they can be in the same room together without any drama. Bitch! It be bothering me all the time, girl, because I like my shit to be just straight. And sometimes that bitch just be puffing up like a motherfucker. That's because it needs to be retwisted. But anyway, yeah, you know, she was sad that all the stuff that was going on was going on. And honestly, I don't expect much. I don't expect less. Because even though Miss Marlene babyfies the fuck out of Martel because, you know, that's just what mothers do sometimes with your boys, you know, their sons. And, you know, that's just how it is sometimes. And even though she said a little questionable things about Mel, I never got the impression that Miss Marlene disliked Mel or had any real negative things to say about her. Like, oh, I can't wait till my son divorce your ass because you a bitch and all this shit. It was never given that flavor. So I truly do feel like she meant everything that she said about them being together. And, you know, that she felt hurt or whatever when they were, you know, going through that shit. And honestly, I feel like everybody felt that way. You know, it's a disruption of what was the norm and it's no longer the norm. And now we got to readjust. And it's like, oh my God, I just don't want to see these people that I love so much going through this shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, they go through that. They go on the yacht. This is Martel's first time on the yacht. And, you know, it was cute. They couldn't go nowhere because it was about to storm or some shit. They had to wait till it cleared up or whatever. And so, you know, you got Marlene and, you know, Miss Van and Martel and Mel out there, you know, on the deck or whatever. They're just talking. And, you know, basically speaking about how it's good that they are able to just sit here and everything to be cool. He's learning, you know, even though Mel has said some things that was, you know, trying to come at him a little bit. And she was like, so I was trying to come at you. Yeah, Mel, you was saying shit to try to tick him off. Let's not, and they ain't even have to do the playback. You know, you was doing stuff to, you know, try to tick him off. And on the one hand, I get it. On the other hand, I feel like if you're going to invite somebody that you claim that, you know, you're getting over this situation, you have no feelings towards, you know, you're healed, or you're still in the process of healing, or you're towards the end of your process of healing, you some of the stuff that he says or whatever in a joking manner that you shouldn't really take so seriously, I felt like she was taking a little bit personal, you know, and it shouldn't get to you. You should be able to just let that shit pop off your back and just keep on going. You know, some of her responses were coming off very negative, in my opinion. It was coming off negative, and I get it at the same time, because Martel ain't shit, but I guess we can say he trying. Girl, y'all, they trying to give him a redemption arc, and y'all know deep down in my soul and in my depths of my spirit, it's really hard for me to try to come out and say that he trying to do better. Is that what I said? Girl, I guess, you know, I really don't want to say that, but I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say that I don't see that. But then it's like, can I really say that when we know already what's gonna happen? As soon as this shit goes down, it's gonna be topsy-turvy back to where it was before, you know? Them going back and forth on the internet. See, that's why I can't. Anyway, I already explained that last week. But, you know, she was like, I said some things. Yeah, girl, you did. Okay, you did. He did. You did. Y'all both was going at each other a little bit. Y'all was throwing your little shade here, your little shot there, and all that stuff. And, you know, they, at the end of the day, they've come to a place at that particular moment where they were able to come together and to be here for the kids. And that's what Melanie was like, I want you to understand that we are here for the kids. We ain't here for us. We here for the kids. And sometimes I know some people probably may think that that was a little harsh or whatever, or she doing a little bit much. No, bitch. With a nigga like Martel, and I'm sorry to say it like that, you got to put them boundaries in place. Because even though he'll still trip over that boundary on purpose, you know, just to piss you off, but sometimes you just got to draw that line and make sure that they know, baby, this ain't no trip for us to get back together. Okay, this ain't no trip for us to goddamn talk. This is a trip for the kids. Okay, the kids want to see us, you know, in the same room having a good time or whatever. And truth be told, I'm sitting back and I'm looking at it and I'm like, was this really a good idea, or was this a little bit too soon to have Martel to come on this family trip? And I feel as though it may have been a little bit too soon. Okay, Melody can say that she healed and, you know, she's not you know, she's going through this process, but honestly, I don't know if she really is. I don't think that she's truly healed all the way. She may be probably 85%, but she ain't 100% healed. Let me take that back. She could probably be 70. I give her 73%. She ain't all the way. She ain't all the way. You know, and maybe maybe Tisha was right. I hate to say that shit. Maybe Tisha was right. You know, when she said that shit in her confessional, you know, she has a way of saying stuff that she probably convincing herself that she's healed or whatever. Who knows? But at the same time, you know, she could just be aggravated because of the shit that he pulled. And so that's why I'm not going to, let me strike that off the record. I ain't going to give Tisha that, okay? But still at the same time, Martel crossed the goddamn line when he brought them motherfuckers over there to the house, okay? So she probably still pissed about that. And if that's the case, then Melody, you go ahead and be pissed about it, because, bitch, I'd be so over it the whole time too, okay? Because what you're not going to do is bring over people that I don't fuck with, all right? And she told him that. She told him that later on in the episode. You brought them motherfuckers over to the house. I have no interest of getting back together, being cool with people who had, you know, intentions of hating on me, wanting to go against me. Bitch, you are my fucking enemy. And it was like, who you talking about? Who was your enemy? She said, bitch, you should know, because you was the ringleader. This is when they went to dinner. They went out to dinner. They went out to dinner at one point, and Martel went, first of all, this is a trip that Melody put together and invited him on, right? And so he took it upon himself to make double, different arrangements when they go out to dinner as a family, okay? Went out there and got a separate table so that he can take his moment. Because I feel like, honestly, I feel like Martel probably thought, okay, this is a good scene for the cameras or whatever, but also this is probably the only opportunity I get to ask him to sit down and to have a one-on-one conversation with Melody, okay? Because either outside the cameras, Melody don't want to talk to that man, okay? She don't want to talk to that man, and I can tell just by her body language with him being there on this damn trip. She don't want no dealings with him at the moment, okay? Not saying that that's gonna change, not gonna change, but at the moment she don't. Prior to that, when they were sitting out there on the yacht, she had asked Miss Marlene, how was it growing up with the kids or whatever, like you as a parent, did you sit down and talk to them, did y'all have discussions or whatever about things that made them sad and all this stuff or whatever. And she didn't necessarily answer the question right away because she started going into how, she was a single mother. She had 2 jobs. She had to do a lot. You know what I'm saying? And basically, she only did what she knew how to do as a mother to keep them together, to keep them, fed, keep them clothed and all that stuff, keep them in line. She whooped their asses if they needed to be whooped ass. And, we found out that Martel was bullied when he was a kid. And he never really told his mom that because basically in Miss Marlene's eyes, that's like whining. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God. So no, that's not, and you see, when Mel said, now I can kind of see a lot of things of the reason why Martel do the things that he does, and he thinks the way that he thinks. We've seen that throughout this whole series. When every time we seen a scene with him and Miss Marlene, we get a more clear insight as the reason why he ticks the way that he ticks. He does the things the way that he does, and he can't take accountability the way that he can't, the way he don't. Okay, because he never really had to, because his mama was always there to fucking coddle him. You know what I'm saying? And not tell him to fucking say, be a fucking man and say, yeah, I fucked up. That's why it took him this long to all of a sudden want to say that, yeah, I fucked up, And so when they go out to the little dinner, Melody was over it. And honestly, I feel like I would have too, because it kind of felt slightly that he kind of hijacked the dinner. This was our last family dinner together with the kids, and then you want to go a one-on-one with me and you. Baby, we not about to get together. I don't want to come here to talk about what happened in the past. I'm past that, allegedly. I want to move forward, you know what I'm saying? Can we just keep on what we doing right about now? I'm not here to teach you and to tell you what it is that you did wrong. Because I feel, honestly, sometimes you do need somebody when you fuck up or whatever. I feel like people know when they fucked up, and I feel like when you fucked up, how you fucked up, and why you fucked up. And I feel like this was just another way for him to try to not take full accountability when he said he was trying to take full accountability now. For him to sit down and to say, I want to understand what it was that I did that made you clock out prior. You know what I'm saying? What it was this and what it was that. I said, bitch, why don't you go back to your mind's eye and think of it, okay? Like, I'm not finna sit here and hold you by the hand at this point, because this is probably something that we should have did prior. This is something that we was trying to do prior or whatever, but yet you wasn't trying to hear it. You wanted to blame me with a whole bunch of shit. You want to say I wasn't sucking your dick. You want to say I wasn't cleaning the house. You want to say I wasn't always home and all this shit, blaming all this stuff on me. And now you want me to sit down and to tell you the exact reason why I shut down from you and I start withdrawing away from you just so you can be a better person in your next relationship? Fuck you. I'm not finna help you out with that right about now. No, I'm not finna go back. I tried to do that earlier, okay? And so I feel like that's where Mel is at, and I understand it. I do understand Martel trying to so-called understand, because at this point, I don't know if Martel is doing this for the cameras or if he really is finally getting it that, hey, I fucked up, and I am really the cause of this marriage and this family imploding the way that it did. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Melody had her faults. Melody had her flaws. She had whatever she had. She's not innocent. But at the end of the day, we have to remember it was Martel that fucked up the family truly. You know, you cheated multiple times, and you cheated with the same person again and again and again. You got her pregnant multiple times, and then you actually had a baby come through, and then you put it in the blogs. You publicly humiliated your wife or whatever. And you want to blame her, the reason why you did what you did, because she wasn't sucking your dick. And see, I would have shut down from him too, because after going through all of that, it's kind of hard to want to open up and want to hear what the other person is saying after you didn't blame me for so much, and you already know that it really wasn't, that wasn't the issue. And I feel like Martel knows. He's not stupid. He knows what he did. But I feel like he, for some reason, just really want Mel to tell him. And I'm sitting here like, girl, just eat your lobster and let him talk. That's just it. Just let him talk. You know, I'm not about to do that. I'm not, please. If I asked you in the beginning of the stages of the breakup, and I know people are different and they handle things differently, maybe if they revisit it sometimes later, it'll happen. But at this particular moment, I just felt like it was the wrong time. It was the wrong time, because you had so many opportunities to actually sit down and to tell this lady and ask this woman this, and, you know, have this conversation. You wait until you get on a family trip, you know, where it's a possibility that you could probably fuck up the vibe of the trip, you know. And you know, he was like, so that I can know what I can do in the next relationship, and I know that you're gonna be in your relationship. And girl, they started talking about marriage and stuff the next time or whatever. Like Melody said, I don't truly feel like Martel is ready to see her move on to somebody else. Even though he done moved on to somebody else, it's always like that. That man can move on and have sex and do this and get into semi-relationships with this person, this person, this person. But let him see his ex-wife slash baby mama slash ex-girlfriend with another nigga. Bitch, it's on and popping, and he all pissed off and everything. I don't understand what that's about, but especially when they've moved on. Let her move on too. But you know, it be like that on both ends sometimes. But y'all know we done seen the stories on both sides of the fence. So this love game is crazy. Sometimes it just makes me wonder, like, why the fuck do we really want to be in love like that if this shit's going to happen? Ooh, cause baby, I don't need to go through it, girl. Cause child, it's just too much. You know, but he did say, I was apologizing. And she said, what are you apologizing for? What makes the apology that you're giving me now different from the apology that you gave back in the day or whatever earlier? He said, because when I first initially started apologizing, I didn't know all 100% what I was apologizing for. I said, so you was lying and you was just placating her. That's just basically what it was. You was just trying to get her to shut up and move on. Okay? And so that's why y'all kept getting into it, because you didn't understand, allegedly, or you wasn't trying to, you know, be that person and say, okay, I get it. You know, I get it. I know, I did this or whatever. You wanted to still be prideful or whatever and try to just, you know, lie your way through it. And now you're trying to see that, yeah, I feel like at this moment he was trying to do all that shit so that he can lay the basis and that foundation to try to ease back in some way, somehow. I just feel like it. I feel like Martel has it in his mind that Mel is going to eventually come back to him. I honestly do. Okay. But you know, I think when they was getting ready to leave on the last day or whatever, they had one final conversation, and he was trying to bring up some stuff in the past. She said, hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. We're going to keep the shit in the past, and we're just going to move forward. Because I'm not, you know, at one point in time, you just get tired of going through the past shit or whatever, reliving. Bitch, how am I supposed to heal if I'm keep on talking about the same shit? Okay? Can we move the fuck forward? You fucked up. I've moved on. You've moved on. Ain't shit else to say, okay? Like, I don't want to keep on talking about that shit, harping on that stuff. Meanwhile, I was like, now see, Mel was staying down there in Destin a little bit longer. Mel in that bathing suit with that see-through strands that you had on, with that thong bathing suit that was all up in your ass. I said, not in front of the kids. I said, and not in front of Martel. Fuck. No, not in front of Martel. That's what I should have said first, okay? The kids was leaving. I guess they was leaving with Martel. I said, what's this? I said, see, Martel, that's what you missing. That's what you missing. Joni Mitchell never lies, so she don't miss what you got till it's gone. I'm telling you. But anyway, story on. It just goes. That's a theme song of this goddamn series, okay? Anyway, the real part for me that really got me this episode was actually with Marcel and Maurice. Bitch, I never thought I'd see the day that I actually like a scene between them two, okay? And it was touching, and say the words that I'm saying, that it was touching, and baby, it made me tear up, okay? Because I was sitting here and my feelings just like, damn. Because even though I don't like Marcel like that, Maurice, I'm just like, sometimes, you know, sometimes you like him, sometimes you don't. I can tolerate him a little bit more than Marcel, you know, but at the end of the day, I love seeing siblings, family coming together and supporting one another. And, you know, that's exactly what they did. Maurice went over there, told Marcel about Kimmy, and, you know, Tisha had already told Marcel about it, but she said it was a possibility, and I was like, I don't know why she would tell him like it's a possibility or not say that she definitely has it. Maurice had to tell Marcel that, yeah, she definitely has breast cancer. And that scene was just so touching because I never seen Marcel vulnerable, you know, emotional. We finally see Maurice break, you know, and the whole time he said it himself. He's so used to being a protector, you know, and so that's why when he's around Kimmy, he don't know if Kimmy just trying to be strong just to be strong or what, because she don't really break either. And it's like, do she want the real me or do she want like me to just be strong? And I guess when he talking about the real, like showing his real feelings of how he feel about this situation, breaking down and just wanting to cry. It was Marceau that said, you got to show her the real you. You know, you got to be real. Show her that. Cry if you need to cry. And I was like, yes, bitch. What, little Mo, you cry and I cry and we cry together. Listen, bitch, you gotta cry on each other's shoulder. That is what y'all there for. And we have to come to this, get this notions out, men especially. Just because you are crying about something, just because you become sensitive about something, just because you show some type of emotion like that, you are not a weak person. And in that situation where you are going through something and your spouse, your mate, your family, whoever is going through something, it is okay to let those emotions come out. That is why God gave us these goddamn tears, okay? Well, that's one of the reasons I feel, you know. If that's the case, if God did not want you to fucking cry, he wouldn't have put tear ducts on men, okay? We here, you know what I'm saying? You got to use them. You got to use them. And it is okay. You are not weak. You don't have to be strong all the time. Black women, we tired of getting called the strong black woman because we want to be weak sometimes too, and let that be okay. And men, you can be the same way, and it is okay in this type of situation. It is okay. You can't be the strong person all the damn time. You know, you have to fall sometimes, okay? And allow your spouse to pick you up. Cry with your woman. Your woman is going through some stuff, you know? And it is okay. That whole conversation that they had, I was like, God damn, or so. This the best shit you ever said on this goddamn show. And then when they hugged each other and you hear them crying, I said, oh my God. These niggas is actually making me fucking feel something for them right now. Bitch, what is this? What is this? I said, oh. And the way Marcel was grabbing his head, I said they love each other. That is some brotherly love like that. Anyway, that was Love and Marriage Huntsville, y'all. And if I missed something, if whatever, girl, I don't care. It is what it is. We'll talk about it in the comments. But yeah, we finally out of Destin next week. And I really thought this episode was gonna be the scene where they sat down and Kimmy told everybody, but that's gonna be next week. We gonna see Tisha in this little double standard, like, bitch, you can get in your feelings about Marcel inviting Mel to talk or whatever, but yet, you know, y'all came over there to They tripping. Girl, shut the fuck up. I'm just gonna say that about Tisha. Anyway, you know I ain't never jealous of nobody. I said, bitch, yes you are. Anyway, I will see y'all later. All right.